Welcome to Crown Level Confidence with Caliah Jinaye, the podcast where we empower and inspire you to achieve unstoppable confidence and self-belief. I'm your host, Caliah Jinaye, a wife, mom, entrepreneur, as well as a certified life coach and motivational speaker with a background in humanities and communication. I'm excited to navigate this transformative journey with you. In each episode, I'll bring you candid conversations, practical tips, and inspiring stories from remarkable women who have conquered many challenges and risen to new heights. Get ready to have your crown straightened as we listen, learn, and laugh together so we can level up. Let's dive in. Hey, y'all. Welcome to this week's episode of Crown Level Confidence, where we are helping women worldwide lower their stress and raise their levels of confidence. I am your host, Caliah Jinaye, and I'm so excited to be here with you. There's so many great things to be thankful for in this season that we're in. And one of the main things I'm grateful for is the opportunity to spend this time with y'all. So, special episode today. It's just me, you got me, and I'm so happy that you're hanging out with me here. So, let's dive in. Today we're talking about, the season of thankfulness and gratefulness and the holidays. And it is no secret, no secret at all, that this time of year can bring about a lot of mixed emotions, a lot of different feelings. We find ourselves spending time with people that we don't normally throughout the year for whatever reason, work, travel, distance, all of the things. And sometimes it can strum up a lot of anxiety. That's just what we're going to just call it what it is, anxiety. Excuse me. And I wanted to, of course, jump on here and open the doors up for some encouragement, right? If you're not getting it anywhere else, I want you to be able to get it here at Crown Level Confidence to say, okay, yes, I could potentially be walking into a situation of my friend group or my family dynamics that I'm not really looking forward to, but I'm gonna go because it's what I feel is the right thing to do, or what I'm told is the right thing to do, and where to be, and all that jazz. So let's talk about navigating family dynamics, right? You may be, like I said, feeling a little bit anxious about the holidays. We've got one coming up this week. And I noticed in my conversations with clients and friends that there are a lot of concerns. People are wondering, I am reinventing myself. I'm building boundaries. I'm doing all of this, but my family's not necessarily on board, or they're not aware. How do I tell them I'm not okay talking about certain things? Or how do I, give pushback when I'm uncomfortable? So let's talk about that, right? I've got some tips for y'all. So even in my personal experience, and anyone, if my family is listening, they'll be like, yeah, that's her. I feel my job to share with you my thoughts, right? And of course, we can continue the conversation in our Facebook group. And I love that y'all leave comments on the actual episode, but let me get back to the point here. A conversation is an invitation, right? And invitations you can accept or decline. As simple as that. Like, let me empower you for a moment. I used to feel obligated to participate in every conversation, right? Like I spent so long, as a kid, you speak when spoken to and all of that to be respectful. And I advocate respecting your elders. So, don't get me wrong, but I always thought I had to respond to every question or every comment or, whatever that was addressed toward me. And the reality is that you really don't. If you're not comfortable speaking about something that someone asks you, or you're uncomfortable being around a person, I want to make sure that you feel empowered, that you have the strength, or that the thought even crosses your mind, that you can remove yourself from the situation, right? Like, yes, you want to see certain relatives and there may be one person there that you're just not feeling. Okay, well, that one particular person or a couple people that will be there, more power to them. We bless them and we release them and move forward. It doesn't mean you have to have a nasty attitude or anything like that. It just means that you don't necessarily have to interact with that person. And if for some reason they approach you directly, or they accuse you of acting funny because you're at minimum just polite, I'm gonna tell you, on Crown Level Confidence, I'm always gonna I'm always going to encourage you to start with polite. Now, if someone wants to take it to another level, that's up to you to decide how to move forward. But start polite. Start with assuming the positive, right? And I know it sounds cliche, but y'all know I love my cliches, right? When they say kill them with kindness, you go into the situation this Thanksgiving with the mantra or the mentality, I'm gonna be me. I love me. I'm happy being me. Someone doesn't approve, of my life choices or where I'm at or how I'm choosing to better myself. This holiday season is a temporary time, right? You may be traveling, going out of town, spending multiple days with family and things like that. You will go home eventually by the grace of God, as planned, right? Safely. You will get back to your life. So enjoy what you can, being with the loved ones that you have, that you're going out of your way to spend time with, whether it's across the street or down to the basement or wherever. You're off from work, you're being present, right? Because it is a gift. And you're going to make some memories, take some selfies, get dressed up to sit in the living room, as we say. But your mindset as to how you go into the situation is going to set you up and let you be prepared to actually have a good time, right? And even if you're not having the best of times, because I've been there, it happens. You're around family and you're like, oh man, what's the countdown like? I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. I'm just saying I've been there before. But you can remind yourself, I'm here for a reason, right? You accepted the invitation to come. You're not ostracized. You have people to be around, right? Just focusing on the positive, focusing on what you can get out of it. Sometimes we are put in situations with people that are places that we want to grow from, and it's a reminder. And it's not to put them down, y'all. It's not to say you're better than anybody. It's not to bolster your ego. Sometimes it's just a reality reminder, like, oh, I'm moving away from certain behaviors, or oh, I'm no longer aligned with certain things, and that's okay. So you may experience some behaviors, you may hear some phrases that are triggering you to a place where you grew from. And as long as you're safe, right, and you're not being exposed, so let me, again, right, we're girlfriends, we're here hanging out. As long as you're not in a situation, like say you're in recovery, right, and your family is not, then I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, be around them in love because that's your family, you need to be there. If it's an unsafe environment, if it's going to destroy the progress of your well-being, you may need to love them from a distance. So I'm going to talk from both sides of the coin here. But if that's not the case, right, if you're not in danger, if you're not, physical or mental danger, if you're not forced to confront an abuser or, any of those more grave situations, again, not to minimize y'all, but you know where you stand in your relationships with people. If it's just simply uncomfortable, and I say simply because sometimes people vex us, right? And it's not someone that you would want to spend every day with, but it's someone close to your parents, or it's someone who, is close to your spouse, and you're just like, oh, this person, you love them for the holiday, right? Be a shining example to them of grace and tolerance, and you keep a positive self-talk. Like, I'm here, I'm concerned about your self-talk. And that's kind of how we transition into sensitivity and grace, right? Being sensitive, a lot of people are in different positions in life right now. And some who, just like our confidence, how we always talk about there's different levels and categories to confidence. Well, I think the same applies, for gratefulness and resources and what we have. A lot of people, they think, oh, they have a lot of money. Well, some people have a lot of money and they're lonely. Or some people have a lot of family members around them, but they're lonely. Some people are alone and they're happy. We're all coming from different places. We've all walked in different journeys. We may have things that are in common or similar shared experiences, but we're all uniquely different. And so just remembering that, being, sensitive and having that grace, it's not to say, oh, be grateful, don't complain. you're gonna have stuff that bothers you, and you're gonna need to get it out. Okay, so be careful who you decide to get it out to, and how much detail you go into. But just being mindful again, right? It's Mindset Monday. You guys already know that's my main focus, right? It's setting y'all up, setting each other up, because these are things I have to remind myself as well. Not only going into a new week, but a holiday week, right? My family's already updating their Christmas list. Like, oh yeah, well, let me update it so it's ready before Black Friday, which is considerate of the budget. Appreciate it. But that sensitivity and grace to say, you know what, just because I perceive something of a person, that doesn't account for their entire makeup. Because the same can be said for you too, right? You would want to receive that same sensitivity and grace during the holiday season. The vast majority of us, and I say us, people in general, have a heightened level of stress during this time, right? And it's not, stress can take on different forms. And we've talked about this throughout the show in a lot of episodes. You've got shopping you want to do, you're deep cleaning your home, maybe you're hosting, or you're getting things catered, or maybe money's not what it used to be. There's so many different triggers right now, this time of year, which is why this episode is so special to me, to be in your ear, remind you got this, right? No matter what the circumstances or the to-do list looks like, you're here. And as long as you're here, you can make progress. But just be mindful of the people who, are different than you, have different, whether it's less or more. I'm not saying it's your job to take on the responsibilities of the world, but just to allow yourself some perspective, right? If the entire list doesn't get done, it's okay. The baseboards didn't get dusted off, it's okay. You have people that want to come see you and want to spend time with you. And if they talk about you because you're baseboards, then you know what? Maybe you just love them from a distance and let them go. I'm laughing because, those close to me know that's one of my favorite, kind of things. Like I still love you with the whole agape love of Jesus, but I'm gonna have to love you from a distance because being closer to you is hurting to me. And we can talk about that a little bit later. But, if you happen to find yourself in a place where you're without friends, you're without family, you're just kind of like, okay, Caliah, all that sounds great, but in reality, there's no one. I have no one to turn to, because that is a real thing right now. I'm very aware. I want you to hear me clearly. No matter where you are in the world, if you can hear this podcast, then we are connected, okay? And, you may be on the other side of the ocean for me at the moment, but send me a message. You don't have to face anything completely alone, right? And y'all know, you listen to the show, I'm a believer, right? So I believe in the dispensation of the Holy Spirit, and he's always with us. But if you're not quite there yet, or maybe you've forgotten, or you're not as invested in your relationship with God, I'm not here to judge you. I've been on almost every level of the spectrum there is. So I'm here to encourage you, right? I'm here to just remind you, again, this season is temporary. It may be annoying. You may be tired of Mariah Carey and baby Jesus and everything else because you're not in a space to appreciate it personally right now. And that's okay. Again, I've been there too. And I came out of it. There was a whole other side, right? Like, there is so much more available to you when you have that strength and that perseverance to survive the challenge, survive the darkness. It does not last forever. It may seem like it is forever, but it is a temporary season, considering how much more beautiful life you have to live. I don't know who that was for, but it felt very specific. So if that was for you and you feel comfortable, you can just go ahead and send me a private message and we can continue the conversation. But the point is, y'all, this episode is a special edition, and it's short and sweet. It's just a gentle reminder that we have officially kicked off the holiday season, and it comes with a lot of emotions, lots of highs, lots of pictures, lots of expectations, lots of emotions, lots of memories, just all of the things, right? Your feelings are valid. I'm always going to remind you that what you feel is real to you, but that does not mean they have to dictate your overall reality. Okay? It doesn't. I'm not going to tell you to stuff it down or ignore it or bury it or, whatever, just put it to the side. No, it's real. Address it head on. If you're feeling some type of way and you need to speak to someone, again, I do have to remind y'all that I'm not like a licensed counselor or a therapist in that space, but I can refer you, if you feel comfortable taking a recommendation. I know people all over the country, if not the world. So, that doesn't have to be a thing. But if you just need a girlfriend to talk to, I got you. I got you. But you need someone, and it's okay to need someone. It's okay to want to be better. It's okay to want to be different. It's okay to want more. It's totally okay. And no matter where you're at, this holiday season may be the pinnacle, of your family's journey, and you may be on top of the world right now, and I'm happy for you, girl. I'm saluting, I'm rooting for you. I can't wait to see all the pictures in the matching pajamas. But if that's not you, you're not there, it's okay too. It is okay too, because you will remember what it was like to be where you are now, and you'll be even more grateful you made it through the other side. Now that I feel comfortable guaranteeing, but you won't make it to the other side if you give up before you get there. So I hope that these short little tips have come through. And y'all, I truly hope that we can keep the conversation going. If you have some tips that I didn't mention, as to how you cope with getting through the holidays, just share them in our Facebook group, Crown Level Confidence, between the episodes. I would love to hear what y'all have to say. But like I said, we're keeping it short and sweet today. You just got me. And I'm happy to be here. I love y'all, and I am so grateful that you love me. Stay tuned. If it's your first time listening, stay tuned for some special announcements. But if not, y'all, have a blessed holiday week. We will be back here next month, Mindset Monday, for another episode with another special, phenomenal woman. All right, y'all. Thanks. Thank you for tuning into another empowering episode of Crown Level Confidence with Caliah Jinaye. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation and found it both insightful and inspiring. If you'd like to be a featured guest on the show and share your journey of confidence and self-belief, please reach out to me at podcast@caliahjinaye.com. I'm always eager to connect with remarkable individuals who have a story to tell. And for those interested in connecting with me for speaking engagements or mindset coaching, you can find more information on my website, caliahjinaye.com. I'd love to hear from you and explore how we can work together to inspire and empower others. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode filled with actionable tips and heartfelt stories. If you enjoyed today's episode, I'd truly appreciate it if you could leave a review on your preferred podcast platform. Your feedback helps us reach more listeners and inspire even more people to straighten their crowns. Remember, your journey to unstoppable confidence is a continuous adventure. I'm happy to support you every step of the way. Keep believing in yourself, keep shining, and always wear your crown with pride. Until next time, this is Caliah Jinaye, your host, signing off. Stay confident, stay empowered, and keep leveling up.